everybody, and welcome to this special on Mercury in Leo. So Mercury enters Leo again for the second time because Mercury's just left retrograde not long ago, around the 22nd of August, I think. So yeah, it's moving into Leo from Cancer on the 4th of September at 6:12 a.m. and it's going to stay there until the 23rd of September at 4:44 a.m. when it moves into Virgo. And remember, all times are in GMT times and based on Vedic constellational astrology, not Western astrology. So yeah. Okay, so when Mercury transits through Leo, it brings a wave of boldness and self-assurance to our communication and creative plans. So it encourages us to express ourselves with flair and confidence, making it an excellent time to showcase our talents and ideas. There's a tendency towards us being like grandeur, we want everything on a big scale, we want all the lights on us. People may be a bit more dramatic in their thoughts and speech, and it just allows us to be more persuasive and captivating in communication and kind of infusing, bringing to conversations a dose of flair and excitement. We can all just be have a bit more swagger. Some people can do too much, and people can just be a bit bougie in general as well. But we can make even the most mundane, boring discussions and meetings right now feel like a theatrical performance, So it's just a good energy to be like, okay, life is a bit crap right now, but hey, I can use Mercury in Leo to just help me have a bit more dramatic flair in my communication. So yeah, when Mercury's in Leo, we can expect communication to be more colourful, enthusiastic and filled with a touch of dramatic flair. It's a time when words can carry extra weight and expressing ourselves authentically and passionately can become the norm. People can find themselves more inclined to take risks, speak their minds and sign in social settings during this transit. Creative projects benefit greatly from this energy as it pushes innovation, allows us to be original and just stand out from the crowd and maybe, continue those projects you've been scared of putting out there because you're just scared of how people will receive them. And just know, everyone has their niche. We're not going to please all the people all the time. I believe that every single one of us has got a community of people waiting for us to speak to us in the ways that we need to be speak to, because a lot of people may be saying the same things you want to say, but some people will only listen to the way that you say it. So this is a way you cannot be afraid of the competition already out there and the other content creators and people doing whatever, because there are people waiting out there for you to deliver whatever it is you want to do, whether it's a podcast, a documentary, creating music, a book, So yeah, overall, Mercury in Leo inspires us to embrace our uniqueness, speak our truth with passion, and infuse our interactions with other people with more charisma and charm, and just have more self-belief. This is the true esoterical meaning of Leo energy. It's about seeing that you're sovereign, becoming sovereign over your own life, and just, directing yourself while allowing others to do the same as well and supporting them in healthy ways to be their best selves as you shine your light. So whether you're sharing ideas, engaging in debates, or simply chatting with friends, the energy of Mercury in Leo encourages us to communicate with confidence and creativity. So particularly when Mercury's in Leo, political debates can become more fiery, and the leaders can become more passionate in their discussions, and this can lead to heated arguments in public. And the bold and assertive energy of Leo, combined with Mercury's influence on communication, can just lead to confrontations over various political issues. and people may express their opinions with more enthusiasm and conviction, leading to lively exchanges that are filled with passion and drama due to clashes in ideologies, and this can make political discourse conversations more intense and charged with emotion because of the different perspectives that people can have, and ego clashes and can come into play, and political things can get tense. Therefore, it's best for political leaders to remain calm and composed, focusing on constructive dialogue rather than engaging in aggressive rhetoric, speech that can further escalate tensions. So it's crucial for leaders to listen actively to opposing viewpoints, showing empathy and respect even when disagreements come up. By creating a more inclusive and respectful political environment, leaders can channel the fiery energy of this transit towards productive discussions and meaningful compromises. And so Mercury in Leo, in terms of politically, it emphasizes cooperation and understanding, and this can make way for different parties and leaders to find common ground and move towards more collective solutions that benefit society as a whole. On the psychological level, it wants us to embrace our self-expression, boldly, courageously, allowing ourselves to have swagger. It empowers us to unleash our authentic selves without fear of judgment or rejection, and by embracing our true thoughts and feelings and beliefs openly and confidently, we can cultivate a strong sense of self-awareness and self-acceptance. And, by taking this sort of psychological approach to loving and forgiving ourselves, and knowing we can never change the past, but we can spend the rest of our lives, the time that we've got left, just having regret over our past and never moving forward. So it wants us to break free from our past and societal expectations and norms, and it wants us to embrace our uniqueness and individuality wholeheartedly. And maybe you've come out of tune with all of this, so taking time out to think about the thoughts that you have, the words that you use, the ways that you express yourself to yourself and others, and how that's stopping you from growing in your life, so really homing down on your mindset so that you can express yourself and experience a sense of liberation and personal growth by being courageous in creating a deeper connection to your innermost desires and passions. And this courageous act of self-expression and self-analysis can lead to improved self-esteem and value and emotional, psychological and spiritual well-being, increasing in financial and physical well-being, as maybe you'll put yourself out there more for more opportunities and start wanting to look after every aspect of your health, So symbolically, Mercury Leo wants us to, shine, especially in terms of our passion, creativity and charisma, the way that we put ourselves out there, self-expression, the way we talk, our appearance, the way that, we lack confidence or don't have confidence, It wants us to radiate more warmth and vitality wherever we go, and sort of like just, Leo energy has this sort of like expressive nature that can draw other people to them, and it symbolizes a magnetic aura that captivates attention, and it just sort of like inspires us to, just shine, but in a healthy way and in a way that allows others to shine. And if we feel like we're blocked from shining, looking at all these creative blocks, our mindset blocks, the ways we relate to ourselves and other, how that blocks us, the way we allow other people to treat us or we treat others, just looking at all the areas of your life, what stops you from using the vibrant energy of Leo to inspire yourself, or just forget the Leo energy here, just what stops you from signing and trying to overcome it on the symbolic level? This is what Mercury in Leo wants us to do. Okay, so in terms of spiritual development, we can just have more motivation towards developing and learning to understand ourselves and others on a deeper level, as it inspires us to seek a deeper meaning and purpose in our lives, and it wants us to explore our spiritual beliefs and connect with our inner wisdom and go after a path of personal growth and transformation, starting or continuing the work of understanding yourself, knowing yourself, loving yourself, forgiving yourself, managing yourself, accepting yourself. It's a time to embrace passion and enthusiasm for spiritual exploration, allowing for a renewed sense of purpose and a deeper connection to your spiritual path. It encourages us to channel our energy towards our spiritual goals, and it ignites a fire within us to seek growth and enlightenment on a spiritual level. So in terms of the creative and emotional meanings, as I said, it infuses our conversations and projects and interactions, conversations with others with a touch of drama and creativity. It can just make us more innovative in our thinking and problem solving, and willing to take, bold, courageous actions and think of radical solutions to our problems right now. So it encourages us to think outside of the box, and emotionally, it just makes us more vibrant, more warm. As I said earlier, people may become more generous and loyal and affectionate, taking a more of a leadership or confident role that exudes charisma and charm, bringing a sense of passion and intensity to relationships and interactions, and adding a touch of dramatic flair to everyday experiences. And we can become warm and expressive in our behaviour and can light up a room, drawing others in with our magnetic personality and ability to make people feel special and appreciated right now. So now I'm just going to summarise the positives and negatives and the best use of Mercury in Leo. So, we should use this energy to communicate with others and just have more of a sense of playfulness in our conversations, but just watch out for, being too egotistical and asserting our opinions on others and seeking validation from others for our ideas. And let's try and avoid being self-centered in our communication and allow other people to sign and respect their boundaries, as well as enforcing our boundaries as well, and just being aware of our communication style. So just watch out for people, not being genuine with their conversation. People may just be going through the motions or be deceptive. And watch out for deceiving others as well, but use this energy to say the things you want to say, have been putting off saying, and to just try and allow yourself to be your best self. So the best use of this energy is just to be self-assured and be passionate about what you believe in and embrace your inner creativity. So when Mercury enters Leo from Cancer, first of all, it's making a semi-square with Venus. So this is a positive influence. It can make us more, happy, charming, polite, open and diplomatic, just being able to listen to other people's point of views and just be, assertive but respecting other people's boundaries. We can find it easier to connect with others on the intellectual or emotional level because Venus brings that emotion, and this can just lead to us, just sorting out any problems. But negatively, because we can be overly concerned about how we sound, how people take what we say, so we're being too nice with our words, this can lead to self-doubt or indecision and people pleasing, so just watch out for that. So just make sure that respect other people's boundaries, give them the room to be them and to speak their minds, but don't conform so much that you forget about your own needs. Mercury is also making a square to Uranus, so this can make us more creative, more innovative in our thinking, and it just allows us to come up with unique solutions to our problems, and our communication just may be more exciting and unconventional during this time. But negatively, we can just have like sudden impulses and have erratic thoughts, and this can lead to misunderstandings and arguments, so sort of, taking away from the charm of Mercury semi-square to Venus. It can also, just sort of like, also because we can just be inundated with ideas, we can find it hard to maintain focus because of scattered energy, and we can just find it challenging. Mercury also makes a trine to Chiron, so this just brings sort of like a healing touch to our communication style. It allows for us to be more empathetic and compassionate in our conversations, so this is nice. This is working with that, Mercury semi-square to Venus energy. It allows us to be more emotionally sensitive to our own and others' needs, and give support to others through words, and it just encourages us to be more gentle and understanding. But again, it can bring superficial communication on the negative end. People may just be saying what you want to hear, so it's important to remain aware of people lying, manipulation, or you misleading others. Just make sure you say what you mean and mean what you say. Mercury also makes a sister square to the moon's north node, so this allows us to have personal growth in our communication. So starting or restarting communication projects, we can feel motivated to seek out new knowledge and have more meaningful kind of conversations that just allow us to align with our life path. But negatively, we can feel frustrated and impatient, and we can just feel sort of like inner tension, and this can bring out conflict, add to the conflict Uranus is bringing with its aspect to Mercury in our conversations and stuff. So we just have to try and stay focused on the bigger picture, try and be clear in our intentions. So yeah, this 2 to 3 weeks, Mercury's in Leo. Just make sure you say what you mean and mean what you say. Double check facts, don't just believe things on the surface. Do your research, stay away from gossiping, and infuse your words and your communication projects with creativity. Also, there's a T-square that happens. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about what a T-square is in astrology and the positives and negatives of a transiting T-square. So a T-square in astrology is when 3 or more planets. Normally, some people count points. I will only count a point, such as the moon's north node, if it was like conjunct a planet like Venus at the same degree, something like that in a T-square. I wouldn't necessarily include it on its own. So yeah, a T-square is when 3 or more planets form a right-angled triangle in a transit chart, and this configuration involves 2 planets being involved each other, creating tension, and a third planet squares both of the opposing planets, and this is why it's called like a T-square, because it looks like a T. And the positives of a transiting T-square include increased motivation for growth and change, opportunities for self-awareness and transformation, and the potential for breakthroughs in difficult situations. It can act as a catalyst for personal development and push us outside of our comfort zones. Negatively, we can struggle with decision making due to the conflicting energies. We can experience a heightened emotional intensity, leading to stress or anxiety and challenges in communication and our relationships. And it can also kind of bring internal conflict to some of us as well, because of the external obstacles that come, or the internal thoughts of unresolved psychological, emotional and spiritual trauma that can come up. And dealing with these issues internally or externally that come up can require patience and resilience to overcome. yeah, there's a T-square between Saturn in Aquarius, which is in retrograde, the midhaven that's in Taurus, and the Sun that's in Virgo. So it's a nice earth practical energy that allows us to focus on our responsibilities and be more stable and practical, of course. So Mercury represents communication, intellect and information processing, as I said, and Leo is all about self-expression, creativity and being confident. So, this T-square can bring a class of sort of like energies. We can have challenges in expressing ourselves due to the heavy emphasis on responsibility, which is represented by Saturn in Aquarius, and stability, which is represented by Taurus, and practicality, which is represented by Virgo, because Mercury energy is mutable, Leo energy is fixed fire, but it's still, wanting to push our egos out. And then we've got this earth energy saying, hold on a minute, calm down, chill out of it. So we can struggle with communicating our ideals kind of clearly and confidently, but positively. It can allow us to communicate in a more structured, thoughtful manner, which is needed, thinking before we say and do things right now. And just by doing this, by thinking before we say things, this can help us reduce any conflict, or work through any conflict that comes up, and just allows us to be more thoughtful, but also it can lead to us overthinking and being overcritical of our own and other people's self-expression, because of the Virgo energy, the Sun in Virgo energy in this, and Saturn being sort of like authoritative, telling us no, you can't do that. So this can get in the way of us being spontaneous and open-minded. So the best use of this energy is to strike a balance between being creative and practical, and just make sure that we communicate with confidence and authenticity, and be more grounded and be more logical and structured in our approach. And this can help us resolve conflicts, but also build our self-confidence in our expression, and allow us to be more receptive to constructive feedback for improvement in our communication that we may get from others, or we may be more constructive and stable if we receive negative feedback, because the earth energy is making us sort of like chill out more, be less reactive, holding back that Gemini, because Mercury rules Gemini, well, it rules Virgo as well, but holding back that mutable energy, and that Leo, it's all about me. Also, there's a T-square between Neptune in Pisces, that's in retrograde, Mars in Gemini, and the Moon in Virgo as well. So Neptune in Pisces allows us to be more dreamy and imaginative. It allows for us to self-reflect and focus on our spiritual, psychological and emotional growth. Mars in Gemini allows us to be more intellectually stimulated, and allows us to make decisions more quickly. And the Moon in Virgo, adds to the practicalities as well. So we can just be more poetic in our expressions because of the Neptune, energy, and Mercury's sextile square to Venus as well that I talked about earlier. It allows us to dream and to be intellectual and practical, because we're merging Neptune in Pisces with Mars in Gemini and the Moon in Virgo. So it's a nice sort of like mix that just allows us to feel inspired to be our best self, to be more creative with our words, but also back up our sort of like imaginative poetic talk with logical reasoning and facts, which is represented by Mars in Gemini. And the Moon in Virgo allows us to refine and change our communication style, be more organized and pay attention to grammar and stuff like that as well. So ultimately, this energy reminds us to, kind of balance the imaginative energy of Neptune and the practicality that's offered by Virgo, and just, sort of like be creative, yeah, but also be practical, meticulous and organised in the way on how we express our creativity, especially in our communication at this time. So yeah, that's the end of the aspects. Now I'm going to talk more about the karma. So now I'm just going to talk more about the karmic meanings, the karmic lessons, and what type of past life memories may surface when Mercury's in Leo. So, karmic meanings revolving around self-expression, confidence and creativity. We are called to balance the ego with more heartfelt communication and action, and we can have more passion and authority in our lives, which is needed. And it wants us to kind of like speak from the heart without arrogance or pride, learning to listen as well as speak. So practicing that active listening, creating a safe space and trying to communicate non-violently. So past life memories that can come up right now are maybe past lives where our opinions or our voice were not heard or valued, or we felt this way, or experiences have been silenced or overlooked in our current lives as well, which can prompt healing in the realm of self-worth and expression and doubt and belief. So by embracing this energy and finding our authentic voice, being unafraid to shine brightly in our communication, it encourages us to take healthy pride in our ideas and express them with courage and integrity. This period can unearth past talents and creative abilities that have been dormant, pushing us to share our gifts with the world. So this period karmically of Mercury in Leo can dig up, unearth past talents and creative abilities that have been, stagnant and dormant, you haven't used for a while. It urges us, it pushes us to share these gifts with the world, or at least with ourselves, using them to help us deal with our emotional, spiritual and psychological trauma at the very least. So during this time, we can find certain patterns or behaviours from our past resurface or being brought to our attention. People may say things like, oh, you always do this, or stuff like that. So whatever comes up right now gives us a chance to address these habits and release any lingering karmic baggage or self-destructive thoughts or behaviour patterns. And by digging into these past life memories and meanings of Mercury in Leo, we can uncover the root causes of our challenges and obstacles and gain a greater understanding of our soul's journey and purpose. And it can be enlightening and empowering as we self-reflect and make those positive changes in our lives. So remember, we don't need to change everything all at once. We just need to commit to daily taking steps to make our highest dreams a reality and find more clarity and live our authentic purpose. So as we navigate Mercury in Leo, let us remember that every word spoken and every action taken carries weight in the universe, shaping our reality and impacting those around us. And by embodying the qualities of Mercury in Leo, which are boldness, being courageous, having inner strength and resilience, being creative and authentic, having sovereign over ourselves. And that just means taking personal accountability for what you allow in your life and what you do in your life. And by doing this, we can align ourselves with our karmic path, become more self-empowered by taking accountability to authentically express ourselves in any given moment. So now I'm just going to talk more about how Mercury in Leo can affect our relationships. So in terms of our family relationships, it can make us communicate more openly and creatively, and this can repair or deepen connections in our family bonds and help us understand each other more efficiently and respect each other. But negatively, there can be clashes due to strong opinions and a tendency towards pride or drama in communication. On the friendship level, Mercury in Leo can make us more confident and have more fun in our friendships, leading to us creating more exciting plans understandings and having more shared experiences, but negatively miscommunication and misunderstandings again, or our ego clashes, can sort of like ruin the friendship, as Leo energy can make us more dominant and overly assertive. So we just, as I said, we need to just respect people's boundaries. That's the key word for all relationships with this Leo Mercury energy. So for co-workers, it can help us work together more in teams and be more creative in our projects. Ideas can flow more freely, and this can result in more successful teamwork and innovative solutions. But conversely, power struggles or conflicts can arise from a need for recognition or dominance in the workplace. In terms of committed relationships, we can feel more passionate and expressive during this period, and romantic gestures and heartfelt conversations can increase, and this can add excitement and bring warmth to the relationships and date nights, but negatively, the increased sensitivity to criticism or struggle for attention, as both partners may crave more validation and admiration right now, can cause tension and breakdowns in committed relationships. In terms of hookup relationships, people can find themselves being swept up by Leo's fiery energy, and this can lead to intense attraction, playful flirtation, spicing up the encounter, and a lot of sexing and all of that, just a lot of flirting and banter can happen. But negatively, mixed signals and miscommunication can come up due to egos getting in the way, and this can cause misunderstandings or hurt feelings. So assume nothing. If you need clarification, ask for clarification. Someone may just be flirting or getting caught up in the banter, but you may, be thinking in a romantic sense and with a sense of meaning, thinking they mean what they say, but they can just be getting caught up in the moment. So just make sure, you clarify, as I said, and make sure you don't lead others on as well. If you're single, you may feel more confident and outgoing at this time, so it makes it a good time to socialize and meet new people, because the charismatic Leo energy can attract potential romantic interests, sparking exciting and fun experiences right now. But negatively, there can be sort of like encounters with people with strong personalities or demands right now, and this can lead to clashes or struggles for dominance in new relationships. So it's important to maintain open communication and mutual respect, and to state your boundaries and enforce them, and to respect other people's boundaries and stick to them as well. In self-partnered relationships, individuals may find a newfound sense of independence and self-assurance at this time, feeling more empowered to focus on their personal growth and self-care, and going after your passions and what you want right now with more confidence, tapping into and embracing your inner strength and celebrating your personal achievements. So if you've been doing something, I don't know, for a time, whether it be a month or a week, or and you've been consistently trying to improve yourself, even if it's been in an inconsistent way, Mercury in Leo is a good time just to sort of like give yourself some kind of recognition for that, and by doing that, by acknowledging the things you sacrificed and gave up to sort of like get to where you are now, this can deepen your sense of inner happiness and contentment and commitment to your self-partner journey, But it's important to strike a balance between being, self-reliant and opening up to meaningful connections when the opportunity comes up, to ensure a well-rounded and enriching experience in both your personal and interpersonal aspects of your life. When you're self-partnered, it's good to, love on yourself, take care of yourself, but also make sure that you're forever open to newness. And I know it can be hard, talking from personal experience when you have bad dating scenarios, but remember, don't let the bad stop you from the good that will manifest in your life if you remain open to it, So now I'm just going to talk about what things can positively and negatively influence career, personal, spiritual and educational development. So in terms of career, as I said, it can bring more creativity in our communication skills in the workplace, and this can lead to successful presentations, negotiations and networking opportunities. But people can come across as overly arrogant or stubborn, so you just need to watch out for that. In terms of personal growth, we can become more assertive, so it's beneficial to use to step outside of your comfort zone, take on a leadership role, even if it's just in your own self-management, and go after your personal passions. For instance, someone who has been hesitant to speak up in social situations may find the courage to, do so during this time, but negatively, because of the ego-driven behaviour and us wanting validation from external sources that can happen, this can get in the way of genuine personal growth. So remember, genuine personal growth comes from self-understanding and, learning to manage and understand your strengths and weaknesses and all your different personality traits, with a view of accepting them, being aware of them so you can manage them and, live your best sort of life. On the spiritual level, the influence of Mercury in Leo on spiritual development can manifest as a desire for recognition within spiritual communities, leading to you to seek validation or status through your beliefs or practices. So on a positive note, Mercury transiting in Leo can inspire our confidence, as I said, in our spiritual path and encourage us to be more bolder in our spiritual matters when it comes to our faith, and it can be a time for us to explore our creativity in our spiritual practices or share our beliefs with others. But there's a risk of becoming overly attached to our ego or seeking recognition for spiritual knowledge, and this can get in the way of true spiritual growth. On the educational level, we can become more confident in our academic abilities and more willing to participate actively in any courses that we are involved in or any discussions or presentations. So it's an ideal energy to take on projects that are challenging and initiate intellectual debates or showcase your knowledge and skills, as the influence of Mercury in Leo may boost creativity in our learning approaches, as it, encourages us to think outside of the box. But negatively, we can become overly competitive with others and seek validation through academic achievements right now, which can overshadow, get in the way of the joy that we can get from our learning experiences right now, or just learning things for the sake of learning, so we can be seen as someone who's a scholar and, learned, knows everything sort of thing. So it's important to strike a balance between confidence and humility to truly benefit from this transit in your educational goals. Okay, so now I'm just going to finish up with the best things for creatives, professionals, entrepreneurs, healers, lovers, singles and self-partnered to do when Mercury's transiting in Leo. So for creatives, it's a good time to sort of engage with your audience through vibrant visuals and innovative ideas and bold statements that align with Leo's confident sort of energy. Professionals should use this period to sign up work and speak up during meetings, network with influential colleagues and take on leadership roles that highlight your unique skills. And by using Leo's charismatic communication style, you can make a lasting impression and advance your career and prosper significantly. Entrepreneurs can use this opportunity to launch new projects or services that reflect your bold vision and stand out in the market, using Mercury and Leo's influence to pitch confidently your ideas to investors or work with like-minded individuals and attract a loyal customer base through compelling storytelling and engaging in promotional strategies. Alternative healers can use this energy to promote workshops or sessions that empower your clients to tap into their own inner strength and creativity, and also by doing things that can help you become more creative and have more inner strength as well. And by embodying the confident and passionate energy of Leo, you can attract clients who resonate with your unique approach and benefit from your transformative work or the way you deliver things. And going back to what I said earlier, that, I believe that everyone has a community out there who will accept them and for who they are and resonate with them. Lovers can use this energy to communicate openly and honestly about their desires, dreams and aspirations for the relationship, sharing your innermost thoughts with confidence and flair. Inspired by Leo's, vibrant energy, can help you deepen your emotional connection with your partner and create a sense of mutual understanding and support. And singles should use this period to be confident and, to engage in social activities that, allow them to be bold in their self-expression and use their unique qualities to attract like-minded people who appreciate who they are right now. Self-partnered people should focus on self-love and personal growth, embracing your inner confidence and radiance, and just indulging in activities that nurture your soul, such as self-care, being creative, and just allowing yourself to celebrate your independence and having the strength to sort of like manifest your dreams and being bold enough to take the practical action daily to make your dreams reality. So in conclusion, Mercury in Leo brings a fiery energy that can ignite our communication and thought processes, encourages us to speak more creatively and courageously and embrace our unique perspectives, beliefs, way of saying and doing things. It's an ideal time to express ourselves with more passion and confidence, but we just need to watch out for, the drama and egotistical behaviours. So when Mercury is in Leo, remember to shine brightly, but also keep your roaring check, your words and actions. Think before you react and act. Ultimately, this transit is a reminder to speak our truth, let our creativity flow, and to be aware of how our words and our thoughts and our actions shape our reality. So embrace the fiery energy of Mercury in Leo and let your inner light shine, roar with wisdom and grace, and allow others to do so as well. So thanks for listening. If you like my content, please share and like it because it really helps. I'm Amani, your holistic karmic astrology. Take care and see you next time.